There was a day not too long ago that I got into conflict with another person. During this moment and previous moments during conflict, I would tell myself that I was scared, that I'm anxious, I'm scared what's going to happen next. I was shaking. Then what happened next changed the way that I thought about anxiety. During that moment, as the conflict got more heated, I took a second to breathe. I realised that I'm not scared. I'm not anxious. Maybe a little bit, but during that moment, I was actually quite excited. I was actually really fucking angry. And soon as I switched that little switch in my brain, as soon as I started to tell myself, no, I'm actually really fucking angry right now. I'm actually quite excited that this is going on. And once I realised that, it just switched inside of me of how I reacted and how I started to see this conflict. In the past, I would have let the other person win. I would have de-escalated that situation because I didn't want it to go any further than a fight, or I didn't want it to get any more heated because I was just scared. I was scared of what would happen next. All these scenarios would go through my head. I would think about the worst thing, the worst case scenario, where maybe my head would get kicked in or something. But in that moment, I didn't let him win. I was calm in that moment, even though I was, angry, even though I was excited. That little moment where I just took a breath, I thought about my feelings, I thought about what I was going to say next, and that completely changed how I seen anxiety. I seen anxiety in that moment as a strength, because anxiety, yes, it makes us, worry about what other people are thinking about us. It makes us think about the worst case scenarios. But what else does it do? It heightens our abilities to hear things. It lets us pick up on things that maybe we're not always, maybe we wouldn't be aware of if we weren't, so anxious. It allows us to heighten our senses. Our senses get heightened, which makes us more aware, makes us more aware of our surroundings. It makes us react faster. It makes us pick up on things that maybe we wouldn't have usually. I've been telling myself for all these years, for most of my life, that I'm anxious, I'm scared, that anxiety is a weakness, but it's not. Just like ADHD, you can hyper-focus on something. It's about the way you think about these things and how you can train yourself for these to benefit you rather than be the thing that holds you back. And what I mean by this is you have to be able to understand yourself in them moments where you're uncomfortable, where this anxiety is going through you. You have to be able to understand how this anxiety affects you within these moments that you're uncomfortable, within these moments that this anxiety arises. You need to put yourself and expose yourself to them situations so you can, understand how this anxiety is affecting you. It's making you emotional, it's making you fearful, it's making you, scared to take the next step. Okay, we've understood that, we've understood what it does to us. Now it's time to keep exposing yourself to them situations, but changing it to the less emotional and turn it to more logical and more productive within them moments. Turning it into something that's going to give us power, that's going to help us within our journey or our growth. Because in them moments, it's a chance to grow. It's a chance that we have, in a way, a strength over the people that don't have anxiety. We have strength, we have power over the people that don't have so much anxiety, that don't have these heightened senses. We can pick up on things, we can even predict things sometimes, we can sort of know how someone's feeling just because of how their energy or their persona makes you feel. Maybe they're anxious, maybe they're upset, maybe they're scared. You can pick up on them things. And that's a strength. Why are we telling ourselves that these things that are natural, that are a part of who we are as a human being, everyone has some level of anxiety, but the ones that have more anxiety, why are we telling ourselves that this is our weakness? This is the thing that's holding us back. Because in them situations, let me give you an example of, like, say you're just starting off in the gym. You're just starting off in the gym and you're a bit anxious because you don't know. You're telling yourself you're a bit anxious because you don't know what to do. You don't really understand what exercises to do next, or if you look funny, if you're doing the exercise right, if people are looking at you. This is running through your mind. As soon as you walk through them gym doors, this is what's running through your mind. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to look stupid. And, you're going to be thinking that everyone's watching you. And no one's actually watching you, but that's the spotlight effect and what anxiety does to you. But over time, once you walk through them doors, anxiety and excitement can feel the same within ourselves. But it's about telling ourselves, oh no, I'm not anxious. I'm actually pretty excited to go to the gym. As soon as you walk through the door, you get these feelings, you get some worries, but like, oh yeah, he's looking at me because I'm pretty good. I'm doing my workouts really good. I'm pushing myself hard. Like, he's looking at me. Like, you can see it as a good thing. You can change the way you think about anxiety, and that then becomes more productive. That then motivates us. Like, oh, he's looking at me. He's looking at how hard I'm working. He's looking at how excited I am to be in the gym. Oh, he could be thinking, oh, I wish I had that energy. I wish I had that about myself, but he doesn't. And that's a strength. You've just got that natural endorphins from trying to almost motivate that person. Or as soon as you walk through the door, you're excited to work out. It's like you've got that natural high energy to just start working out. And that's going to get you a lot further than the person that doesn't have that. You're going to make a lot more gains. You're going to stay a lot more consistent, because as soon as you walk through them doors in the gym, you're buzzing. You're ready to work out. Anxiety isn't a weakness. It's a strength. It's just the way that you think about it, or you've allowed other people to drill into your brain that anxiety is a weakness. Anxiety is a problem, because I've been trying to get rid of it my whole life. I've been telling myself, oh, I don't feel so anxious anymore. I'm not so anxious anymore. But it's not that I'm not anxious. I've still got anxiety. I've still got a healthy level of anxiety, because, that keeps me from, walking down the street naked and fucking up in the gym. I don't know. It keeps you, at a sociable level. But it's the difference between me in them situations that I've exposed myself to, especially the ones where I'm not so comfortable with doing, that they're a bit new to me. In them situations, I can sort of turn that anxiety that I first start to get, the bit of worry, the overthinking, the thinking that people are judging me, people that thinking that people are going to laugh at me, like, them fears, they sort of disappear once I start to get into the flow, and once I start to think about it differently. The first part of conquering your anxiety is first getting over that fear of, like, people are going to judge you, people are going to laugh at you, because the fear is what's holding you back from taking that next step. Because you have to be in these situations to expose yourself to these situations so you can understand how anxiety affects you, how you feel in these moments, and get used to that feeling of, the gut feeling, the worry that you have. Like, get used to that. And then once you can get used to that, then you can turn it into thinking differently, changing your mindset in them moments to make it more productive, to give you higher energy, to, have power over people, so you can have them heightened senses. You still have that anxiety going through you, you have that awareness about you, so you know what's going on. You can perform better. It's a mechanism inside of us to make us perform better, not to dampen us down, not to make us shy away and be scared. It's there within us to help us survive, but it's about how you think about it within them moments. That's the difference. That how anxiety can either hold you back or be the thing that helps you grow. It'll be the difference between, having a good presentation or not even doing the presentation at all. It's something that's really changed within recent times within myself, having the confidence to be able to push myself into them uncomfortable situations, realise that, okay, I'm not actually that anxious. I'm actually quite excited. Or, you know, I'm not actually worried about what this person's thinking about me. I've just got a perfectionist mindset. Like, I just want to be perfect. And I had to lose that perfectionist mindset. I had to lose the fear of being perfect. I had to understand that you have to make mistakes. Not every time is going to be perfect. That's what makes the experience more beautiful. It's took you time and time again. It's what made the journey, is for you to fuck up, for you to learn, for you to go back and reevaluate yourself, to grow in these little ways. So eventually you can get to that, you know, presentation where you're not stuttering. You can get to that presentation where you just run a clean presentation, and you speak with power, you speak with conviction, you look at everyone in the eyes, you can explain yourself to exact detail. That's just an example, but that might not be you. But, you know, like the gym situation and stuff like that, or the conflict situation, like, you might understand what I'm talking about. Like, the anxiety going through us, there'll be different situations for every single one of us that excite us or make us feel worried. And first, it's about getting over the fear of being judged, the fear of being laughed at, because that's what's holding us back. That's what we need to work on first, is the fear of getting over them fears of being perfect, the fear of being laughed at. Then we can go into them situations, then we can expose ourselves to them uncomfortable situations, so we can understand how anxiety affects us. I hope this helped, boys. Love you.